It's pretty obvious. There is a difference between boxing and MMA. And before we go into the stand-up game versus the ground game and the striking and the kicking and all that, let's just break this right down. So boxing, MMA, can both of these exist on their own? Is there a natural transition from boxing to MMA, perhaps more than any other sport? Because after all, we're seeing football guys get into it, some baseball guys getting into MMA. But what about boxers? And two of these guys are leaning that way. Ray, I want to start with you first on this because you've actually had a taste, some kickboxing. You fought Kimbo Slice in an exhibition. You knocked out Tim Sylvia to win your Bas Award. So what have you noticed about MMA compared to boxing?
Well, compared to boxing, MMA, for one thing, you have got to be in hella shape. And you have to know the ground game. I mean, MMA makes boxing look kind of easy when it comes to the training because, you know, boxing, you're only training for one thing, that's the box, to throw your fists. But when you're in there and you're in that cage and you got to go ground and ground and pound and all that, you got to do a lot of training. And actually, the training is actually harder than the actual fights, really. You know, as far as I'm concerned, 'cause I hadn't been in one of those real nasty brawls yet. But you know, I give MMA a lot of credit. I mean, me and my kids, we watch it 24/7, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, so I can sit there and my kids can say I'm a beast, like he says about Kimbo and some other fighters. You know?
So, like I said, I'm still brand new to the game, but I pick up things quickly.
Yeah, with me it was also, I was a striker and it came to an end. I remember myself saying, stand up, fight like a man. Yeah. And I go like, okay, until they almost broke my leg in half with a knee bar. I go, okay, you gotta respect that kind of power. And some of the comments that you made are like heavy comments for some fighters. Like guys like Frank Mir, for instance. Frank Mir is one of those guys. He was in the news lately with his talk, and you know what he's going to do to certain people. I had a quote from you when you said, "We're not going to lay. I'm not going to allow one of those boys to lay on me like a little fag." And I go like, "Ooh, now if you fight a guy like, any heavyweight, and he will take you down, you're not afraid that he's going to extra hurt you."
I'm not even worried about that because the bottom line is, like KJ said, the game starts on top.
Yeah. And
despite what Freddie says, I have a very high knockout rating. Now I got 4-ounce gloves on. In boxing, I'm wearing 10s. I'm a heavyweight.
Big deal.
Now what I do? Now what's gonna happen when I hit him with them 4 ounces before he comes at me? Because he gotta shoot in at me. If he shoot in at me, I'm gonna step back. He gonna get lost with uppercut or left hook. So either way, if I hit anybody on the chin with the small gloves, they ain't pay their electric bill and their lights is going out. I promise you that.
My first 2 fights were exactly like that until they realized I was a striker. And from that moment, I went to the ground. Every time.
So that's why me and my camp, we working on the full package. Not just being a striker, working on, you know, maneuvering out of armbar positions, takedowns and everything like this. So I'll be ready for any and everything when the time comes.
Ray was nodding when we talked about the differences, especially in that 6-ounce difference in the gloves, and how big a difference is that because you've worn both?
I mean, it's a big difference. I feel like I can knock out a polar bear with 4-ounce gloves on. If I hit him in the chin, being first, if you hit him in the chin, he's going. There's no
you're
question.
The first one who knocked out Tim Sylvia, like out cold.
Yeah, I mean, I hit him so hard. I was going down. I was just trying to think, you know, ahead of myself. So I hit him, and he was already knocked out. But I tried to go for his leg and try to do something. You know? I don't know what I was doing there, but I tried to do something.
And speaking of, here's what it looks like when a champ boxer took on a champ UFC fighter. And watch quickly because it's going to end right about now. Got him sized up, Ray.
He's asleep. I ain't know he was asleep. I heard snoring and all that. Yeah. I couldn't believe it, man. It was great.
That was great. That's the first time I. Ooh, Lord.
Tony, I'm going to tell you like this here.
I'm going to sue you.
For 4-ounce gloves on, if you land first, let me tell you something. He's going.
Oh, yeah.
He's going. If you land first, he's going. But if you take it down to the ground, you got to learn that stuff.
That's the main thing, Ray. That's why I got to learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
And to go into the game with the full package. Because, you know, I respect the game. I respect the game.
Standing up, I think I can really, you know, knocking out Tim Sylvia may have made my head get, you know, get a little big.
Like that.
You know, a little bit, yeah, like this right here. But I'm going to tell you, if I connect with him first,
It's over.
and I'm learning some ground game, and I know how to sprawl. I can get him when he comes in. I know how to keep him from taking me down. Thanks to Bas Rutten with Kimbo. He told Kimbo, you better take him down.
Take it down. I said, cross your hands in front of you and walk straight in him. I said, take him boxing away.
That totally took me by surprise, because I thought Kimbo was one of those, you know, I seen him on the street doing these, so I thought automatically he would do these.
Yeah,
this was
smart.
the pride thing. When he got in there, he came in there, he started off a little bit, and then he took me down. I couldn't believe I was going down, actually. I was scared to death going down. Because I was training then, but I wasn't as good as I am now. Now it would be a little different. And like I said, I mean, I'm not the guy out and went down. I was going down on my own. Ain't nobody took me down. I went down myself, tried to get them legs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning.
Let me ask all you guys this right now, because I'll start with you, Bas, because you're the great striker that learned the ground game. There is always the speculation, especially with the boxer, when a guy's shooting in on him, as well as the sprawl, there is the uppercut that we don't see as much in MMA. But a pro boxer can throw an uppercut that if you've watched guys at the level of Toney and Mercer, you know what an uppercut is compared to some uppercuts.
It will be that's the best punch for a boxer, for any striker to throw on an MMA fighter if they shoot in. Straight punch ain't gonna work because they're closing the distance at the moment. Yeah, you can't step back and punch at the same time, so the distance gets closer. You're jamming your own fist. You can't. But the uppercut is always there, you know. And if it lands, you guys got him. It's over. It's lights out. But if they miss. That's what I always say, and that's what happened to me. That's why I'm just giving a heads up. Yeah, you know, but I just want because the more you know, the more focused you are, the better you're going to do, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to prepare for that takedown. You got to prepare for
That's
it.
it. All the time. While you're doing the focus mitts, pop, pop,
right.
pop, let him shoot, let him shoot, let him shoot
That's
the
right.
whole time.
It's probably easier to make the transition if you're middle-aged or younger from boxing to MMA because you know how to box already. You got one aspect of it down. Now you just got to go learn another. Boxing, on the other hand, to become a complete boxer, you need a lot of experience in it. So if you just up to date and say, okay, I want to be a fighter, you're not going to just be a boxer. It's going to take you a while to be a legitimate boxer.
Jones Jr. returns to the ring April 4th to face another boxing legend, Bernard Hopkins. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Well, Roy Jones Jr. weighs in by saying that he thinks it's easier to transition from boxing to MMA. So, guys, I'd have to ask this. Wonder when Roy Jones Jr. is going to fight MMA, or is he just still getting paid too much money, 6 figures at least, for all these boxing deals?
I don't know what it is. He might not be getting 6 figures if he wants to. If he thinks he can just convert over to MMA. You know, a lot easier than a boxer can. You know, the guys. He's talking. He needs to get in there. He needs to go through some of the training to see how really tough it is. I'm a boxer, and I got power. I got power in my punches and everything. But it's a whole different ball game when your knees and your back is on the canvas. You know, you got no referee over you saying, "Hey, keeping that guy off you." That guy's gonna come. He see you go down. He's coming after you, and he's gonna tie you up in all kind of knots. You gotta be prepared for that. I mean, you gotta have you gotta have more respect for these MMA fighters than what most people are giving these guys. Like I said, I'm a boxer. I love my boxing game. That's all I know. And I'm like James Toney. I'm an athlete. I can do everything. I'm gonna try to be the best at everything. And being that, I'm gonna have to realize that it ain't gonna be as easy. And I'm going to have to get in there and train in doing what they do. I'm going to have to do what they do instead of them doing my boxing thing. I'm going to have to learn what they do, the ground game, in order to compete in this sport.
In order to hit somebody, you have to close the distance.
Exactly.
Yeah. And at the moment you close the distance, that's where they lower themselves and they shoot in. And they try to catch that moment. Sometimes you see those beautiful takedowns. Somebody punches and they shoot underneath and they take them down.
So
that's
fast.
the moment they're waiting for.
So fast.
Yeah. James, from what I think you said earlier, if Roy Jones Jr. is really interested in MMA, now might be the time.
All you gotta do is put up and shut up. You know, hey, it's time. If you really want to do this, just do like I did. Because Dana, like I said, Dana called the boxer and I stepped up for us.
Yeah.
You know, go to him and say, let me fight Anderson Silva. Because I'm pretty sure Anderson Silva want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? So make it happen. If you think you can do it, come over here and do it. Come get some.